the peace that comes from stepping back. So what I'm going to introduce tonight is kind of a more advanced. Has anyone ever read Nisargadatta? A book called I Am That? So most people try to read that book and put it down because it's like, ugh. But I'm gonna give it a shot because I have some ideas about how to make it a little more approachable. We're gonna start with a song, which I had AI compose. This is a great song. And then a kind of a soundscape. So it's a way to kind of ease us into it. But just, I wrote on this, I am blank, right? So, you know, we could go around the room, we're not gonna do it, but you go around the room and you might put in your emotion, like I am angry, or I am tired, or you might say I am an American, or I am a man, or I'm a woman, right? All these sort of things that come after the I am is before. And then 1 to 9 just relates to the Enneagrams. Anyone into the Enneagram at all? Yeah, so if you study that, there's different ways of dealing with emotions like fear and anger and shame, or ways to get love, and we just sort of have this habitual way of being. Focus on the inhale, on the exhale, and the inhale, and the exhale. We can't be present with what is if we're arguing with what is. As I'm speaking, keep your attention a little bit on me if you like, but mainly on the breath, or on your feet, or on your hands. Thoughts will intrude, that's what they do. But just keep coming back to the sensations. The mind focuses on these finite forms because it's not really open to this infinite formlessness of I am. Breathing in, breathing out. But the I am is just an experience. It's just an experience of being aware that you're aware. It's prior to thoughts. When we're doing meditation, we're just aware of how many thoughts come. But each time a thought comes, the invitation is to go back to the I am. This isn't even being the witness. This is just the pure experience of being in a state of presence. That's why the sensations are so helpful, because they're not concepts, they're just experiences that are happening in the present. Breathing in, breathing out. Despite the mind having some resistance to the infinite formless I am, it's actually giving the mind a break. It doesn't have to figure out where you need to be, what you have to do, how you're seen by others, how you see other people. If a thought comes about anything, you can go back to the breath, the feet, the hands, or the sense of I am. Every time I've led a mindfulness practice, I've always suggested a bit of gratitude for yourself, because Outside of this room, life may have many demands. But in this room, it's so simple. All you have to do, as much as you can, is go away from the thoughts to the sensations. And as soon as you go to the sensations, maybe you get a moment, maybe a few seconds, maybe longer, but thoughts just keep coming, and that's okay. We go back to the I am, prior to thought, or a sensation. It's called a practice, and we can't really be perfect at it. Well, maybe some people can. But we're just practicing this each week, or if you do it on your own between sessions with us. It's just a practice, practicing the redirection from thought back to sensation or back to the I am. Now consider that you're always the I am. It's easy for us to forget that when we fixate on a thought or an emotion, something that we're trying to get or get rid of. But all of that is illuminated by consciousness. It's illuminated by you being aware of it. Even when you're not aware, it's being illuminated by the I am. In that way, this is really about remembering. It's not about something new. It's not about something unfamiliar. It's just about the practice of coming back to it. And the reward we may feel is that after we move out of a thought about a thing or about ourselves as a thing, and before the next thought comes about ourselves as a thing or some other thing, some situation or feeling, there's an interval, there's a space in between those two thoughts. And in some ways you can say that what we're doing each week is we're just trying to make it a little bit longer. It's very restorative, it's very calming, and the mind gets a break. I'm going to slowly go through the lyrics of that song, which I'll hand out, and we'll just cue breath every few lines. Doesn't matter if you pay attention to the words or not. The main thing is to stay present as much as possible. Each time your mind begins to fight and argue with the fading light, you lose the chance to simply be, to rest in present mystery, breathing in, breathing out. The mind isn't always very comfortable with mystery. That's why we get these thoughts that tell us how things are, tell us how we are. And in this practice, we're not making the mind bad for doing it. We're just using the breath, the hands, the feet, or the I am awareness to realize that we are not the one creating these thoughts. That's the mind. Thus, you don't need to believe everything you think, and you don't need to make the mind silent. It's a dance. It offers a thought. You go back to the breath. mind wants to fix, control, complain, to chase the sun and curse the rain. And that's okay. Often our suffering comes when we don't make it okay, when we want the mind to stop, or we want the mind to tell us how to fix or control something. And that's the mind's job, but we are the I am prior to those thoughts. So a thought may come about something that happened in your past or something that might happen in your future. Our time together is a chance for you to not rush to agree or disagree, not even suppress. You appreciate the thought, and you go back to the breath, the hands, the feet, or the I am awareness. And the more you do this, you may notice there's less expectations, there's less demands. Because if you're the I am, if you're this infinite formlessness that was never born, never dies, even if we don't know that to be true, if we sense it's true, then the thoughts don't have to work so hard to rescue us or judge us. Because it's not us that they're rescuing or judging. As the mind quiets, you can begin to enjoy the sensations. You can enjoy the sensation of the air coming in and then it leaving. Something we do all day without even thinking about it. But in this space, we have a chance to actually appreciate it. But what if all those thoughts are untrue? No thought is born from you. Just something that comes out of the mind. And that's okay. You are not a thing, not dust nor flame, beyond story, judgment, shame, and name. Each day, stories come, judgments come, blame, shame comes, and that's okay. The more we do this together here, the more likely it is that when it comes to you, you don't rush to suppress or agree or disagree. You just go back to the sense of I am, or the breath, or the hands, or the feet. You're just giving yourself a little more space and a little less attachment to control. You are the space where all things arise. All thoughts about being a thing, these are lies. If who you are is not your gender or your occupation, but just the awareness, it's actually good news. Plans and blame, a tangled thread. Thoughts roll like thunder through your head. Have you toss and turn while in bed? But if you were never born, you cannot lie dead. Stillness waits inside the storm. Just realize you are not a form. And if there is a sense of peace or bliss that comes from that, we're not attached to it, because the mind will probably try to pull you out with something you have to do, or some judgment, or some image, or some emotion. We're not clinging to this state of being formless or being that I am. Because as soon as you cling to it, you lose it. It's quite a funny game. And it's good to have a little sense of humor about it. It's not about forcing, it's not about perfection. It's a practice. Breathing in and out. So an interim step, as is common in mindfulness, is to be the witness or the compassionate witness. It's still a form, it's still a thing, it's still an identity, but it doesn't have a lot of characteristics. It's just the watcher. And this is a great stepping stone, and one may never choose to go beyond it. But with the I am, that's the invitation to go even beyond that. So there's no object and no subject. You're not even the witness, do not hide, not the identity. You are the no thing that is inside. There's a great poem in the Tao Te Ching about how the wheel needs a center, or the room needs the empty space, or a vessel needs to be empty so it can contain water. And that's the idea, is that you're that emptiness so that things can arise in you. And the more you play with this, explore it, imagine it, you'll notice there's less need to judge or rush to suppress, agree or disagree. There's less attachment and identification, because you're more aligned with the true self as this no thing, that's the receptive emptiness, allowing things to arise. If your mind wanders, go back to the feet, to the hands, to the breath, or to the I am. Recall your boundless grace. See, you've been dreaming in this manufactured place. Breathing in, breathing out. Now, of course, the world doesn't seem manufactured. It seems totally, objectively real. And this is not to argue with that position. But consider that everything that you're perceiving is being filtered through the mind. And a mind that is intent on denying mystery and claiming you know what that thing is, and claiming that you are a thing. And the mind has maybe some good reasons for this. It helps us navigate the world. It helps us construct proper boundaries, helps us plan our future, helps us reflect on the past. But the value in sitting in mindfulness meditation is you give the mind a break from all that. So this idea that we're living in a dream or living in Maya, or living in the Matrix, if that were accurate, if that's really what's happening, then the question comes, how did I get here? I mean, we know scientifically and biologically how your body got here. But from this perspective, the I am perspective, you went from a state of oneness, unity, bliss. Maybe some can associate that with the Garden of Eden. And then suddenly, like a bite of the apple, you have a view of what's right and wrong and good and bad, and shame and blame and anger and fear and desire. And so the idea is that we got into this duality or this multiplicity or this dream or this Maya simply by forgetting the I am. Or you could say adding something to the end of the I am sentence. I am hungry, I am tired, I am angry, I am happy, I am a man, I'm a woman. Or going to our memories or to our preferences, or to our complaints, or to our ambitions. All so that we can avoid considering this wild mystical idea that we're the no thing, pure awareness, emptiness in which things arise. The breath is so powerful in this regard as a metaphor because you actually create breath, you actually bring the breath in by pushing the diaphragm down. You feel your belly expand. You're creating a vacuum, you're creating emptiness so that you can be inspired, so that air can come in. And then you let it go. How did you get into this dream? By forgetting you're the I am, light beam. You left all sense of unity behind to wear a mask and get lost in the mind. You're not a thing, can't rise nor fall. This isn't just a song, so answer the call. Be the silence, jump off the swing. Just say, I am, and I am not a thing. Breathing in, breathing out. So breathe and let this moment stay. Let awareness light the way. No more fighting, no more sting. Just be the nothing that is everything. We'll spend the last 2 minutes in silence, and then I'll say a few words before we open our eyes again. See if you can attend to the breath, the feet, the hands, or the I am. For the final minute, we've been given a gift of this beeping sound. And the mind may have judgments that this shouldn't be a beeping sound. they say, this too shall pass. The thought, the emotion, the memory, the preference, the identity. Arise and pass. Final image I'd like to leave with you is a person sitting on steps watching the rain. If you don't argue with what is, you can be present with what is. In our final minute together in this mindfulness meditation, whether you enjoyed it or not, appreciate yourself for showing up, for taking time out of your day to explore something beyond the world of forms and thoughts and attachments, to just be present with yourself, accepting of yourself. It's a rare thing. And you came tonight to do that. It's a really beautiful thing. Let's end with 3 breaths together. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale.